So last year I made a video about how I got this great deal on the Sony WH-1000XM3s on eBay from a seller called Serendipity. Now I was very skeptical about it at the time, but I went through with it and it ended up being a great decision. The headphones have been great and reliable. I still use them every day. But will the same gamble pay off again? Because I'm here with the Sony WF-1000XM3s that I bought from the same seller and got a great deal on eBay. But was it worth it? Well, let's check it out. Alright, so like I stated in the beginning of the video, I got these on eBay again like I did with my other headphones from Serendipity, and in my opinion it was a good deal. These are refurbished, so they're not brand new. These retail for $230. A lot of the times you can find them on sale for $200. So even with the sales, that's still $100 off and technically $130 off of retail. And these are Sony's completely wireless earbuds with active noise canceling. So these are the main competitor to the AirPod Pros, which I really wanted to get, but I've been watching these as well because retail wise, like I said, these are $230, so they're $20 cheaper than the AirPod Pros to begin with, and they regularly go on sale for $200, so that's already $50 off of the AirPod Pros, and they really haven't had many sales on the AirPod Pros since they came out because they've been so popular. Amazon was the only place I saw over the last few months has had a sale. Sometimes you can find them on Amazon for $235. And for that price range, if you're an Apple user, I would probably go with the AirPods for the convenience because they also offer active noise canceling. The battery life's around the same as these. These get 6 hours of listening time if you're using noise canceling, and then about 8 hours with noise canceling off. The case has 18 hours of battery life. So if you're using noise canceling, basically you can recharge the headphones 3 times using the included case, which I really like. The case is also magnetic, so it just has a really nice feel when you open and close it. These are replacing my Jabra Elite 65Ts, which I have here conveniently in my pocket. And the one thing that I always hated about this case, which they've improved with the 75Ts, is that it wasn't magnetic. It actually has a clasp, and you have to really dig into it to get this case open. And also the headphones don't go into the case magnetically, and I did have issues sometimes with these headphones not sitting right when I'm trying to close it and it doesn't close. These, no issue. Like when you put these in, you definitely feel that magnet clasp, like if it just drags the headphones directly into the port where it belongs. These also have a touch sensitive surface, so they have touch controls which are configurable in the app, which I do recommend downloading. It's like Sony's headphones app. The main reason is as soon as I connected these, they had a firmware update that was available, so I went ahead and updated the firmware first before I even used them. And then also gives you additional options as far as configuring your noise cancellation, and then also gives you additional options if you want to play around with the sound settings, like your bass, treble, all that. You can make custom profiles, and they have preset profiles. And there's also a mode where it auto detects the best ambient noise setting based on if you're sitting or standing or walking. I don't like this setting. I didn't like it on the Sony WH-1000XM3s, so I just turned it off and just left noise canceling on. My current configuration is I have the right earbud as 1 tap to play and pause, and then 2 taps to skip to the next track and 3 taps to go back, and then the left one controls volume, which I think is awesome. The way the volume works is you tap to raise the volume and then you hold it to lower the volume, and it actually works pretty well. The one knock I have with the touch controls, they are a bit too sensitive, so I have had issues where I go to adjust the headphone in my ear and then I accidentally end up touching the surface, like even a little bit, and then pauses my music, or if I'm on the other side, then it'll adjust the volume. So I did find that to be pretty annoying, and there's not really a way to adjust the sensitivity of it. It's one of those things where it is what it is. You either like it or you don't like it. I was also not a huge fan of the touch controls on the over-the-ear headphones, but they function, and it wasn't as big of an issue then because I wasn't adjusting them as much. It's hard for me to really find a good fit with earbuds, I will admit that. The jobbers were fine. These ones, it actually took me a while. I had to try several ear tips to get it working. Speaking of that, let's talk about what came in the box, or I guess I should say the bag, because aside from the shipping box, everything was just in a bag. So you got your charge cable, which it charges via USB-C, thankfully. You got your interchangeable ear tips, and then of course you have the charging case, and then the earbuds themselves. So that's pretty much what came in the package. Condition-wise, they arrived. They were really good. They're in excellent condition. You could tell they weren't brand new. There were a few wear marks on the touchpad, but for the discount, the amount of money that I saved on buying these, it was definitely worth it. So as far as the buying experience part of it, there was no issues. I bought from Serendipity before. The first time I was nervous about it. This time I was like, well, I've had no issues with my other headphones, so I'm going to give them another chance. And they have fairly good reviews on eBay. And also, the reason I bought these and the reason I bought the other headphones is backed by eBay's money back guarantee. So if there is something wrong with it or something goes sour, then eBay will still give you your money back. It's only on select items. As long as it says that up there, I'm comfortable with buying most things on eBay, like a buy it now item. To me, there was like minimal risk in buying these, and it definitely paid off. The one thing I'll say about the headphones themselves that surprised me was, I didn't expect the case to be this big for some reason, and obviously the headphones themselves are big, but the case, it's kind of huge. For me, it's still manageable because I have relatively big pockets anyway, so putting this in my pocket, it won't be undoable, but I'm definitely going to be sticking it in my bag after I get into work or whatever if I have a bag with me, they'll be going into the bag, whereas these easily fit in my pocket. Another complaint that I have about them is the syncing. So initially when you take them out, they both automatically sync once you've paired them with your device, which the pairing is no issue. It's just like sometimes I'll get weird things, like one of them will turn on and the other one won't turn on immediately until I start playing something. And it kind of alternates between the left and the right, and the other times they're completely fine. And I don't think it's because they're refurbished or anything. I just think that's the way it is. With these headphones, the Jabras I had similar issues with before too, and sometimes the audio would just randomly dip out. So it's just dealing with a lot of these headphones. I've had AirPods, I've had the Jabras, I've had some Jam Ultras, I have the Powerbeats Pros, I have the Powerbeats 3s. So dealing with these, you kind of run into those issues every now and then. These seem to be a little bit more problematic about it, but it's not a big deal because like once you hit play or something like that, they typically both work. I haven't had a situation where I put them in and they didn't work and I had to put them back in the case and do that whole thing. And I had to do that with the AirPods, and I had to do that with my Powerbeats Pros sometimes. But other than that, to get all the caveats and all the criticisms out of the way, these are definitely my favorite earbuds. Like, I was looking at these as like, okay, these are going to replace my going out headphones. And really, since I've gotten these, I haven't reached for my Sony WF-1000XM3s, aside from when I want to listen to something like on the computer or do something wired. Like, the sound quality on these are excellent. It's really close to the over-the-ear headphones, and that's what really impressed me. Of course, once you get a good fit. So right now, I currently have these. These are like the more spongy ear tips. It also has like the silicone ones that come with it, but these ones were the most comfortable, and then these are also the smallest ones. So I'm just able to get them in my ear and get a really good fit, which is important with these headphones with the noise canceling and to get the best sound quality. Obviously, it's important with any headphones, but these ones specifically, if you do not get that good fit, the noise canceling does not work very well. But once you get it working though, the noise canceling, it works fairly well. Obviously, it's not as good as its over-the-ear counterparts, but it's good enough where I could have the volume at about maybe like 35% with the noise canceling on, and I won't be able to hear anything. As far as like with the volume all the way down, I did play around with the settings in the app, allowing the ambient noise in, and you can definitely tell the difference. It does do a fairly good job as far as blocking out a lot of the noise. Now, it's not going to be ideal like if you just want to wear them incomplete, without music playing or something in the background for it to block out a lot of noise. You'd still be better off with an over-the-ear pair like the Sonys or the Bose. Those headphones offer some of the best noise canceling, and earbuds right now are probably not going to compare to those, but they're still really good. And then sound quality wise, like as far as the quality of the audio, these are like almost on par with the over-the-head counterparts. Like that's why I haven't been reaching for them. Like if I'm want to listen to something on my phone, I just been grabbing these because it's so much more convenient. I just pull them out of the case. I don't have to turn them on like I do with the over-the-ear ones, and they're just kind of ready to go, and they're always charged because of the case. I mean, obviously at some point you have to charge the case, but they're just more convenient even at home. And I never felt that way about the Jabra. Like I love the Jabras, but in comparison, the sound sounds a bit tinny. It doesn't sound full. The mids and the low frequencies definitely sound a lot better up here. You can actually, the bass is actually really good, and if you want to crank up the bass, like some people like bass like me, I don't know, so I did crank it up a couple notches in the app, but it definitely delivers on every aspect. It's a very full sound from earbuds, and I was shocked. I was like, I've never heard earbuds that sound this good. So my expectations going into this was this is going to be an alternative to the AirPod Pros, when in reality this is an alternative to your over-the-ear noise canceling headphones more so than they are the AirPod Pros. This is an alternative to Sony's existing product, and that really blew my mind, because it's like when I had these I was like, well, you know, other than being able to plug these in directly when I need reduced latency when I'm doing video editing or music editing, there's not a real reason for me to go and use my over-the-ear headphones, aside from if I want like a little bit better sound quality, and then of course if I wanted the better noise canceling, like if I really wanted to block something out. But these have been excellent. And as far as the case, yeah, it is big, but it's still not as big as the Powerbeats Pro, which I also conveniently have here. So if we look at all three of these cases, like this one seemed big at first, and then I compare it to the Powerbeats one, and then even like depth wise, it's like the Powerbeats Pro case it's massive. Like it's definitely double the depth of this case, and then of course it's still way taller. I mean, this one comes out a little bit more. It's a little bit wider, but this one's more manageable because at least you can put it in your pocket this way. This is kind of like, it's not going to work, and it's a lot heavier. So, and then of course if we compare the headphones themselves, because that was the one thing I was curious about too, was like these headphones seem like they're really big in the pictures. So you have your Powerbeats here, which are still bigger, and then there's the Sonys right here in the middle, and then I'm going to pull out the Jabras, which are probably the smallest out of the bunch, but these aren't really that much bigger, and they're honestly they're very light. Like these are a little bit lighter than the Jabras and then the Powerbeats. So that's the one thing that surprised me too, was like I was looking at them and I was like, damn, these are going to be huge, they're going to be heavy, but then when you actually put them in, they're pretty light and pretty comfortable. Now style wise, that's going to be a matter of opinion. I personally like the way that the AirPods Pro look better than this, but this is kind of its own style. Like I like the style of the case. Like I really like the way the case looks. The headphones, the way that they are kind of big, I'm not really feeling it. They look elegant, but they look elegant outside of your ears, but I feel like when they're in my ears, it just, I don't know, they just look huge. These I don't really mind as much because I'm working out anyway. They're not really like something that I'm going to be wearing in the office, but that's going to be a matter of opinion. While looks are a part of it, you also have to look at the features. And considering that I was able to get these for $100, there's not anything else wireless earbuds wise that's going to match this at $100 as far as the features and the quality. The one other thing I didn't mention was, I think I forgot to mention, was the AirPod Pros do have water resistance. These do not, so these are not ideal workout headphones if you were considering using them for that reason. Even if I got the AirPod Pros, I would still use these over them because I really have a hard time with headphones fitting right, and these are, with how light they are and the way the ear hooks work, these are one of the few headphones that I can use that actually stay on while I'm running. Either way, for me, the AirPod Pros wouldn't have been important as far as having water resistance or not, because I wouldn't be using them for working out. Yeah, that's where we are right now, but I'm really loving these headphones. These, the Jabra Elites, these are still awesome. And I know I said in like a recent video that like they're my favorite headphones, the favorite thing I bought last year. And the reason I replaced them is because I'm a techie, all right? I'm a techie. I'm always looking for the next greatest thing. Like these are great, but you know, I'm always looking for an upgrade. So that's my current lineup. These I'm probably going to give to my friend for his birthday. He doesn't know about it yet, but I gave him my Jam Ultras, which they're kind of crappy and they have issues syncing up, and I knew it, and I mean, I just gave them to him because I just had them laying around, and he's not able to use them because he's had too many issues with them. So these are very reliable. They also have water resistance, so he can use them while we're working out, and they've been great headphones to me, so I really want to make sure they go to somebody that's going to appreciate them. My current lineup, these two, and then my over-the-ear headphones when I need to get serious work done. But yeah, that's it. So this was a great deal on eBay. If you do see them from Serendipity and you're considering it, I can speak from my personal experience that these are great. And like I said, just make sure that the eBay money back guarantee is up there just in case there is anything wrong. Serendipity does offer a 90-day warranty themselves for their refurbished products. And this is not an advertisement for them. This is just my experience with happened to come across this deal. So that's pretty much it. I love these headphones. I'm gonna keep rocking them. If anything changes, I'll make sure to update you. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.